Silk vocals is kinda a linear phase multiband dynamic EQ with Assyrian bands, just like Gullfoss, Soot, Isotopes Culture, and Baby Audio Smooth Operator. Now, while Soot and Gullfoss let the user write to his own settings, with Culture, developers started to realize that this type of processors work better when they are given a profile of the instrument they are about to process. Enter Silk vocals, the same principle tuned to a specific profile, the human voice. Now, if you remember my previous video where I created an infallible vocal chain where I would stabilize the sound of the vocal with compression and EQ and the SR first, and then add the radio-ready type of sound with CLA vocals. Now, this plugin is intended for the first part, not for the radio-ready type of vocal, because it doesn't add effects and stuff. But in this case, it compresses and it EQs and it does all the DS in high-pass filter. So we're going to shut down CLA vocals and try to simulate the rest of the chain with Silk vocals. First of all, I'm going to engage the plugin and see how that affects the signal.
Tomando, déjalo, cuestión del destino. No escales remolinos donde no los hay. No. Quema mi labia con tu beso de magma. Hacia el alba somos nubes.
Since the plugin affects quite a lot the sound by default, I'm going to shut down all the modules. The high-pass filter is engaged at 60 Hz and try to get a similar amount of compression as the reference track, in this case with the compressor at the end of the chain.
Tomando, déjalo, cuestión del destino. No escales remolinos donde no los hay. No. Quema mi labia con tu beso de magma. Hacia el alba somos nubes.
Now that we have solid dynamics, let's focus on the tone. I want to start with the low end because since it's up to 300 Hz, it's going to take care of a lot of the boominess as well. After a simple comparison, you will notice that the low end has been completely taken care of dynamically.
Quema mi labia con tu beso de magma. Tomando, déjalo, cuestión de...
Now let's engage the high end and we're taking care of the S's basically.
Tomando, déjalo, cuestión del destino. Tomando, déjalo, cuestión del destino.
Now let's engage the middle section.
No escales remolinos donde no los hay. No. Quema.
It's interesting how when you engage the mids, the tone seems to be fixed.
Tomando, déjalo, cuestión del destino. No escales remolinos donde no los hay. No. Quema mi labia con tu beso de magma. Hacia el alba somos nubes.
Let's engage delta and see what we are doing in total.
Tomando, déjalo, cuestión del destino. No escales remolinos donde no los hay.
I don't want the compressor to take from the clarity, so I want to remove a little bit with this handle. Now let's do an A-B comparison and see how close we've gotten to the original track.
Tomando, déjalo, cuestión del destino. No escales remolinos donde no los hay. No.
But before I do that, I want to reduce a little bit the compression to stay at unity.
Tomando, déjalo, cuestión del destino. No escales remolinos donde no los hay. No. Quema mi labia con tu beso de magma.
To me, that's an improvement over my chain. Significant.
Tomando, déjalo, cuestión del destino. Tomando, déjalo, cuestión del destino.
Finally, let's see what happens when we add CLA vocals after and compare.
Tomando, déjalo, cuestión del destino. No escales remolinos donde no los hay. No. Quema mi labia con tu beso de magma. Hacia el alba somos nubes. Aquí y ahora.